Hello, everybody. Are you there? Hello, Danny. Hello, Lesson. Sam. How is everybody? Just bear with me for 2 moments while it's alright, I was gonna do something then, but can't be important. What was it? There we go. I can actually see what I'm looking at. There we go. How is everybody? Everybody alright? Everybody good? Hi, Dad. It's alright. I've just kept the settings from last time, so I'm hoping that everything should be good. I just yeah, it seems to be okay. Right. I suppose I may as well get on with it. I've got to get this fixed. I have got something being dropped off in about an hour, or within the next hour, so you may have to excuse me if I run off. Right, let me flick over to that camera. As you can see, I've got a Nintendo Switch. Customer contacted me stating that their game card reader wasn't working. I haven't looked at it yet. I thought I'd save it for the stream. Might have a little bit more success today than I did the other day. But then again, that was first stream and first you've completely put me off there now, Danny. Yes, it is a very nice heat station. It works very well. Well looked after. But yeah, I thought I'd save it for the stream. Compared to the other day, I might actually be able to, fingers crossed I can fix this, because as I said, it's a customer's one, so it should be a nice, just swap the game card reader out. I have got a spare one, as long as it's not one of the ones that, it's not the other version. It should be good. Hey, leave my man bun alone. Nearly lost the screwdriver. Oh, is that going to be... Nope. Yeah, no, I don't particularly like working on switches myself. I've had more bad luck than good luck with them. But hopefully my luck will change. Yeah, you'll have to bear with me. I'm getting there. Get the screws out. Yeah, Danny, this is all new to me. Hang on. All messages are visible. There we go. I don't know whether that makes any difference or not. Always forget that one. I don't. It's not that I don't like the switches. I find them frustrating at times. They're you think you've solved the issue and then something else crops up with them. Why am I having so many difficulties? Getting that cover off. There we go. Since I've got this in with the customer, I'm not going to give it a full service. I will give it a good clean out. I will reapply thermal paste and all that good stuff. But yeah. I was gonna say, I probably should have showed that it was working, but before taking it apart. Or should I say that game card reader's not working? Yeah, I had a switch in the other week. Now, came in for a charge port and no display issues. Went to change the P13 USB, and let's just say when I lifted the chip off the board, traces came with it, and that it was when I was heating it, the chip was actually sliding around the board, but as I lifted it, there was a couple missing. I think it was dropped at some point. Now, it was either dropped or it was my mistake. I kind of took the hit. I didn't charge the customer for the replacement board as such. I charged them for a service and to fix the initial fault, which is what I did. Probably wrong of me not to tell them that I swapped the board out. Well, I did tell. No, that's wrong. I did tell them I swapped the board out. I told them I repaired it and the issues that I had, but I couldn't obviously be certain whether it was my fault or theirs. So there was a little bit of back and forward, and we agreed on a price for me to repair it. I think that's the, because obviously if that was the original issue to start with the amount of traces that had gone on P13 USB, it would have been quite the cost to repair it and quite the difficulty. So I took quite a bit of a hit on that, but at the end of the day, it was for a customer who's had a special needs child, and he it was bought by his grandfather that not long passed away, so I kind of felt responsible to try and get it working again and keep the cost as minimal. I literally I didn't cover everything, but I covered the basic costs. He was happy. We sorted it. The thing is, if I charged him, if I could have guaranteed and then recorded it, and I could have gone, yeah, that was definitely prior damage, something like that. For what the work was doing, he would have been over £100 anyway, because I think there was about 8 traces out on P13. Or it would have been the board swap, which I did anyway, which you'd probably look in Again, about £100, I think. I'm not entirely sure what the going rate for that is. So I just kept the cost minimal for him. You know, I felt bad enough that I had there was a mishap with it. As I said, I won't lie to my customers. I won't tell them that I can fix something if I can't, or I won't charge them for work that I don't do. And there's a lot of people in, there's a few repair shops in Derby, I should say, that are getting a reputation for telling customers they're repairing things and not actually repairing them. Did that screw just go to? That's there. But overhead glitch. Yeah, hang on. Oh, I've lost my camera. Right, you'll have to bear with me for 2 seconds. I am having a few technical issues. Right. Bear with me 2 seconds. I am having some issues with my cables. I don't want to have to stop the stream and start it again. So let's see if we can now. There we go. Hopefully that should be better. Hello, Jaden. Anybody else turned up? No. Right. Yeah. Where was I? Okay, game card reader out. Oh, I hate having to take this bloody heatsink off. No, I think it's fixed now. It should be good. I've got, as I said on my last stream, my PC is slowly dying a death. It's like, had it built top spec in 2011. I've upgraded certain parts of it over the, well, especially over the last year or so. Just see if we can miss this. Copy fill. Yeah, no, I've upgraded things, you know, graphics card. I've expanded the RAM slightly. I've done a few other bits and pieces. Put a SSD in for the, what you call it, for the operating system, you know, the basic things. But as I say, it's running on a it's a 2011 2011 i7. It's still, don't get me wrong, it still goes, it still does its job, but it has its moments. Where's me? There we go. Now the nerves are kicking in with the bloody shakes. I say nerves, it's a mix between that and me fucking anxiety. All good. Didn't need to do that one, did I? That one there. Right. Thankfully, I have actually got a replacement game card reader here, so I'm taking that's not glitching anymore. I've not seen any glitching since. Actually, just drop this one in. Get a bit more okay. God, right. There we go. Yeah, and depending how long it takes me to get this one done, and this hopefully get this working, I've got a PlayStation 5 controller that I got as a part exchange yesterday. Had one up for sale for £40. Child didn't want to wait the overnight, because by the time they would have dropped it off last night, they wouldn't have got it back till this morning. Child didn't want to wait overnight, so parents asked if I did part exchanges. I went, yep, not a problem. Saw pictures of the controller. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not in atrocious condition. But let's just say, if one of my child looked after the controller the way this one's been treated, let's just say he wouldn't have a PlayStation 5. Not that he's got a PlayStation 5, I haven't even got one of those yet. But yeah, it's this one here. I know thumbsticks go, but it's got cracks in the plastic. Luckily, I've got a shell that I'm going to swap out. Everything else seems fine. They actually wanted the analog sticks doing. Now, I've plugged it up and I can't find really that many issues with it. But I will give it a go. I shouldn't have really swapped that game card reader over without taking the battery out. So let's just... I don't think it's going to fucking matter, is it? Let's turn this on. It was turned off. And let's see. We have a success. Woohoo! Yep. Awesome. I don't know if you... Let me turn that one off so it doesn't give me the glare on the screen. Yep. Wasn't working before. Working now. I'll keep hold of that, because if it is actually the socket of the reader itself, I know they're relatively cheap, so I might swap that out and see if I can get that working. But yeah, happy days. Quick fix. Nice. Nice. Right. Excited over the littlest things, but it's the build up to the holidays. Well, going away week tomorrow. All the way down to Doniford Bay, I think it is. Nice, quiet week away. Me, the other half, and Jack. and I'm absolutely looking forward to it. At least I can let this customer know that this is sorted, so their child will be happy. Does make me chuckle sometimes. Not this customer in particular, but customers in the past. Oh, can you fix this? My child really can't do without their console. Yeah, not a problem. Takes them a week to drop it off, and then they want it back the same day, which I don't mind doing if I've not got a lot on. Probably a bit too much, but possibly not quite the perfect amount of thermal paste. But yeah, no, it takes them a week to drop it off, and then they want it done the same day, which I don't mind doing for certain ones. It's not an issue. Certain things can be done in a day, but it's when you've got to wait for parts and stuff, it does get a bit frustrating. Yeah, Danny, this one's all, luckily having it in stock has helped, or having it in from a previous switch has helped. And just a little bit on the top there. Again, probably far too much, but you know what? I'd rather there be a little bit too much than not enough, and then have the thing back in. Oh, it's overheating, it's not doing what it's supposed to. Which luckily I've only had one, since I've been repairing stuff, I've had one item back. But then again, that was, had a look at a customer's console, couldn't find an issue with it. Sent it back to him. It was working fine. Brought it back because of the same issue. It started happening again and figured out it was, I did a port swap, a HDMI port. Now he's having intermittent issues, and I said to him I'd do a retimer for him. If he needs it, but he's happy with it at the moment because it's running on his TV in the front room. I think he's got it on 1080. So he's happy with it. He's not in any rush to get it back to me. So I've got an extra screw. I've got to put a screw in. There. Would you be able to charge a rush charge? I think something like that. Listen, I possibly could, but I don't think I'd want to. If it was something where somebody came to me and went, I don't care what you've got, what you're working on, I need this doing by the end of the day, it's life or death, and I could fix it, would I take the opportunity to make a couple of extra pound and get that job done quicker? Then I'm not going to say no, because I think most people would. You know, it's the same as if you walked into a garage and told them, drop everything you're working on my car today. I'm sure they'd charge you, you know, the earth. But luckily at the moment, the workflow, if you want to call it that, is not at the point where you know, I've got a really long queue. It's like at the moment I've got this as a customer job. I've got a PlayStation 4 PS4 Pro being dropped off that's got display issues. Now it's not display as in damaged HDMI port or anything like that. They changed settings on it and they can't now get it to display on anything, which okay, could still be HDMI retimer issues, but I'm thinking more they've messed with the resolution settings and can't get it into safe mode to, if you can do it in safe mode, get it into safe mode to get it back to native resolution. So, but I'll figure it out. I'll have a look at it. You know, one big thing coming into this, I did say that I would always be the, you know, I'll do the no fix. If I can't fix it, I don't charge for it. Right, guys, just bear with me for 2 seconds. I'm just going to pop out to a customer. I'll be back in a moment. Hello, that's me back. Right, there's a customer dropping off that PlayStation 4. Right. Okay. Back at it. Where was I? Screws. Yeah. Well, what? Good job I've got spare screws. AG Force. Yeah, what I've just found out about the PlayStation was completely well, not completely different. They said it was display issues, which it is. They didn't say it had previous work done on it, which she's just told me about. I'm guessing it's had a new HDMI port, and by the sounds of it, it's also had a retimer encoder. You're saying it came back, it worked for a while, and then it just wouldn't work. So what I may actually do, since it's a little bit more interesting than a PlayStation 5 controller, God, I hate these. I know small devices, small screws, but Jesus. What I might do is I might actually have a look at the PlayStation 4 Pro. Might not be able to do a huge amount with it today, because it all depends on what's actually wrong with it. But I'm thinking if it did work and then it didn't, I'm wondering if there's an issue, as I said, with the HDMI port. So yeah, well, let's just say they won't be getting my no fix, no fee, because they're clearly stated on my website, not the time of drop off, but if previous repair work is not disclosed at the time of booking the repair, it does not fall under the no fix, no fee guarantee. If they disclose it to me and say that somebody's tried to repair it in the past, I am quite happy to have a look at it, knowing that there's possibly going to be something horrendous when I go in. You'll have to bear with me. I can't hold these screws, and with them being the non-magnetic ones, they're going everywhere. No, that's not working. So I'm dreading what I'm actually going to find in this PS4 Pro. Right, that's all these screws back in. There we go. Oh no, we've still got these two to go. Yeah, I kind of hope that it is an easy fix and it's loose port or loose pin on the port or something along those lines. Even after my abysmal attempt at trace repair the other day, which I did actually, not that I can show you, did actually manage to get the traces sorted and get the chip on the board. I just need to get the chip to lie flat, and it's not because of the traces. So, right, let's make sure that I haven't messed anything up. That connects. That connects. SD card. Where do I put my SD card? Just make sure that I've got that working properly. Yep, SD. Oh, there we go. SD card works. Take that out. Double check. Game card reader. Yep. It's all working. Nice easy money. I will I'll give it a wipe down and a clean before I give it back to the customer. I'm not going to do that on camera because but yeah, no, happy with that. Everything seems to work. One thing. Ooh. I've got some drift on these. Got some drift on these. I will mention that to the customer. I will, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to give the customer a quick ring, have a chat with them, see if they want me to replace the analog sticks, because I've actually got some in, and I will be back in a moment. Sorry about this back and forward, but look at this. Right, hello, that's me back. Customer wasn't answering, so I've just, hang on, I've just rang the wrong customer. Typical, isn't it? Um, hmm. bear with me for a second. Hopefully that didn't get seen on screen. That's got numbers and stuff. Right. Just bear with me for a moment. I'm sorry about this, guys. I don't want to keep you waiting, but right. I'll be back in 2 seconds. There we go. Just spoke to the customer. All sorted. She does want the analog sticks doing on these. I noticed they weren't the best, and I'd rather sort them while we've got the chance. Okay, Phil. Thank you for dropping by. I really do appreciate it. The audio should be back. Hopefully you can hear me. Just let me know if the audio doesn't come back. It should be right. So, as I said, spoke to the customer because I noticed the analog sticks on these aren't brilliant anyway, but noticed they were proper. You were really having to give it a good shove to get it to move, or it would skip across the screen. So yeah, customers okayed it. I don't charge a lot for replacing these, especially if they're paying for something else. I think these cost me between maybe £2.50 each. And what is it, a 10-minute job? So I'll charge a tenner a controller, especially since she's had a game card reader replaced. You know, if somebody was coming in just for it, I may, you know, but I don't see the point of charging people the earth, because I find it turns more away than you actually get. But so I know it's not the best view, but you get to see me change one of these. Hopefully not destroy it. Just the no, long screwdriver. Oh yeah, because it's one there. Probably should have really turned these controllers off before doing this, but let me just turn the switch off. There we go. Am I missing another screw? One of these ones, eh? Sure, there's only one screw in these. Clipped him. That's what I'm trying to. I don't want to charge people the earth, but I also want to be able to cover my costs. No, not timing Danny out, not just yet. Yeah, especially when they don't make it obvious that they've got a screw under the battery. Whereas that one, right, making this look. Right, let's thing is, with regards to what I'm charging for this, if I, for example, Switch, if I was having to buy the port in, pay shipping, that side of it, I probably would have charged maybe the £60, which is still reasonable in Derby. I know a few of the local shops will charge £80 to £100 for it. After having a conversation, I think it was the other day, with people on Discord about, and somebody went, oh, you know, what are the locals charging? And I'm like, I don't actually know. So I went out and did a bit of research. I think I found one that charged £70. Somebody else that was charging 80, 85, and it sort of ranged between the two. There's one out. not the most graceful. But because I had the port in, and the port's not cost me anything, and to be honest with you, when you get a switch in, you kind of tend to know that there's going to be more than just... It's like I kind of knew the controllers were going to be dodgy, so it's not that I'm upselling, I never, but I'm quite happy if I think that there's an issue, I will let the customer know, let them have that decision. But I'm still making, what did it take me, 15 minutes to change that port? £50, the port's not cost me anything. 50 quid for 15 minutes work, I don't think it's too bad. Definitely don't like the blue controller much. Why they, I know different side, and this one's got a, I think it's got an extra part or whatever in it, but they are absolutely horrible. And the amount of bloody ribbon cables. I probably should take it apart because a bit more, but going into, there we go. Let's get rid of that mid tray. That's what's causing the issues. And freaking screws going. I'm sure I've got some spare ones of these. Luckily, there's only about 5 different screws in the switches and controllers, and they're all pretty much, even including the switch light, they're all pretty much interchangeable, which is probably one of the only good bits about the switch. This will get picked up tomorrow morning, so I don't really need to rush with it. But at the end of the day, get it done. Another job sorted. That's that, and that. Don't start that stuff, Danny. He's all right. I understand why they have to use ribbon cables and FPC cable, whatever they want to freaking call them. But why do they have to make them so awkward? That way round. He says, yeah. What's spare screws? Where's me other? Spare screws are all interchangeable. Oh. I'll just pull a couple out. No doubt I will find them on the floor later. And yeah, I agree with you there, Danny. I think it was more of a, a favour for Lewis. But then again, my opinion here. Ooh, I've had 12 views. 14 people view. Awesome. Yeah, I was saying, when I watched Lewis's live stream back with regards to the whole Fluxgate thing, might just be me, but did anybody kind of notice the fact that it was touched on very briefly, but I've never seen in that. It was just the way it was almost like Lewis didn't even want to talk about the flux. It was like, oh yeah, it works fine, and then he just, yeah. I don't know, it could be me. Oh, don't want to get people. That might look another Fluxgate if I carry on talking about it. Right. This one. There we go. Battery out. You flipped over there. Nope. I used to watch You Know Who's videos. I watched a few of them. Thought he was a bit of a arrogant. Yeah, one of those. Didn't watch anymore. Enjoy Lewis's ones. Can't stand Apple. Even though, funnily enough, I say that, I got given this iPhone 5S. It's iCloud locked. I've just got to figure out how to jailbreak it. I've got 3 utools, which is going to be interesting. See you in a bit. Right, just saying goodbye to the other half. Just want to pick the boy up from school. Normally my job to do the school runs, but oh, what a shame. I don't mind doing the school runs. It gets me out of the house twice a day. They need to make these battery connectors easier to get into the freaking... There we go. Tell you what, before I do that, it might help if I get the screws back in. Right, hope I get the analog stick in properly. What's going on in chat? Oh, that's it then. Do whatever you should. Oh, that'd be an interesting one. I don't know, Danny. You know, he's. I think Phil might run circles around him for maybe about 30 seconds before he. You know, I can imagine Phil being a nippy little when he wants to be. Does anybody know originally where Northridge is from? I know he's obviously lives in the US, but I'm guessing is he Russian, Ukraine, Polish? Yeah, Wilson, no. We're not causing drama, we're just having a laugh. Laughing at other people's drama. And I still didn't get the battery connected. Oh, bear with me. I can't even see what I'm doing. You laugh at me, but I am actually. There we go. Yeah, no, that's. Oh, I thought Eastern European slash maybe Turkish, that sort of. Oh, okay. suppose if he's not here to defend himself, you can crack on. Oh, is that why he always walks funny across floorboards? Because if he turns sideways, he'll fall between the gaps. Oh, that's right. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. No wonder I'm having so many freaking issues. There we go. Just whack a screw in, just to... Thought you were going to say something else then, G-Force, when I was reading that comment. Oh, well, what's that, an hour? That's not bad, is it? Don't want to turn this back on and check these work and calibrate them. And then hopefully... Yep. Then settings, controllers and sensors. That one done. Here we go. All sorted. You want to see that they don't have drift. Well, the best way of showing you, controllers and sensors. If you go to the calibrate control sticks, you see that? No, the good thing is, unlike get that so I don't get the glare. Unlike ones like this, where they can calibrate them in the factory, so they line up in the center. Basically, what well, they do it with a sort of software. But what Lee does with the playing with the analog sticks, you can get them centered. Well, Nintendo built in the software to actually calibrate them, so when you replace them, if you calibrate them, they'll work perfectly now. There's no juddering, it's not skipping, it's moving where it wants to. Yeah, no, it definitely is all nice when it's an easy fix. Oh, right. It's alright, it's because I'm only catching snippets of the conversation. Right. Get over there. I'll keep. Oh, hang on. Let me just move that over that way. It's only tobacco. It's nothing. But I am going to have a cigarette while I unbox the next job. I don't think that's too. I actually, well, compared to my first stream, which was 2 hours of me obliterating trace wires and not actually achieving much, to a Nintendo Switch game card reader and 2 controllers in an hour in a stream, I think that's not too bad. So thankfully my office is at home, so I can smoke in mine. Right. Let's have a look. Oh, right, okay. Let's have a look at this PS4 Pro then. I'm probably not. If it is needing another, what do you call it? Ooh. If it does need another HDMI port, ooh. I don't know whether the camera's going to pick this up. The inside of the port looks alright, but is it me or does that look a little bit wonky? Doesn't seem to be sitting right in there. But we'll find out. It's been a while since I've actually taken one of these apart. Right. Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it, Danny? I've got a feeling I'm going to possibly well, I won't regret looking at it, because if I don't like the look of it, I have got no qualms bear with me a moment. Right. Bit fuzzy, couldn't see. Yeah, I don't think I needed to take that one out. No, I'll take it out. Can't remember. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look, because I know when they come out of factory, they're pretty much centering the. I'm not even. I haven't even turned this on, have I? Let me figure out where's the front of this thing. Power button on me. Oh, it's there. Special kind of something. Right. Just unplug. Oh no, that was my telly. Power cable. You have to bear with me, guys. A few technical freaking issues. That one. There we go. Yeah, more than likely. I just. I'm hoping it's something simple. Just bear with me. I'm just looking for a. Oh, it's one of those. It's one of the early power connectors, the big chunky kettle plugs. Typical. HDMI. These gonna reach. And that's displaying fine on that TV. Right, give me a second. Cables. Right, let's see. Capture card. Well, so far, you just grab controller. Okay, now I've just lost the signal. I'm going to shut this down a second. Let me go. Put you back onto that one for a moment. Right. So, just waiting for this to shut down. And what I want to do is boot it up into add capture device. There we go. Just gonna. Thing is, it booted up, not a problem. It could be a loose port, but it was weird. I'm gonna boot it into safe mode for the fact that it got into the startup screen where it asks you to plug the controller in. And then it didn't want to do anything else. So, that's not, could be, it could be a, yeah, let's take it. It doesn't seem to want to be displaying now. No. Have we got? Should be two. Those up there. Do you think this? Yeah. Let's take this. See what we can do. Let's get some of stuff moved. definitely something wrong with the port or the okay, that's not going to work, Carl. Retimer, so we'll go from there. Let me rid of that. I'm kind of hoping that I wouldn't have to do much of this today, but well, we'll see what happens. Really don't like taking these apart. Well, not that I don't like taking them apart. Always feel like I'm going to break them. Right. HDMI port is there, which means can we get to look at it without taking this whole thing apart? I won't replace the HDMI port in the while it's in the case, but I certainly will look at it if I can. Yeah, but I'm guessing this is still live. Yeah, it's all right. I wasn't sure, that was all. Yeah, no, it's all right. I was messing around with settings and stuff, and I wasn't sure whether I killed the stream by accident, which, knowing me, wouldn't surprise me. Random bloody screw location. Well, would be nice for this to be an easy fix. I may not get it completed on stream today. If it is a USB port, not USB port, HDMI port, I have one of those, I think, because if I remember rightly, they're the same as the the OG PS4. Could be wrong there, and I'm sure somebody will correct me. Not even. Yeah, no rush. It's not so much that, it's that panic of, I think I've done something wrong. But Pro and Slim. Well, I've got two of them. It's alright. I'm going to be here probably for a little bit while I have a look at this. That port's looking interesting. Put plenty of solder on the ground anchors. That needs to come out. Power supply out. Right. Yeah. Interesting. Can't say as to whether the thermal. Yeah, it looks like thermal pasta was changed. But it's. Get rid of the worst of it. Clean it up. More in a bit. Get that out of the way. Right. Board holder. Just make this a bit easier on myself. I to be honest with you, in all the occasions of taking them apart, I don't just go in there ham-fisted like some people. You know, like the guy that Phil had did the videos of repairing his those two PlayStation 5s. I actually get, you know, and wiggle it, and kind of knowing that this one's been apart before helps. I did what was it? It was an OG Xbox One, original Xbox One. Came in for DisplayPort issues, HDMI port issues, sorry. Sadly it was a no fix, replaced the port. There was something else going on, and it wasn't happy, and explained this to the customer. I says they could possibly get it fixed, but it may cost them a fair amount, and it's not something that at that time I was offering. But yeah, all the ports, they felt brand new. All the connectors, you could tell it had never been apart. It was actually, apart from being slightly dusty inside, which you kind of expect with consoles, especially one that's never been apart. The literal warranty sticker was still intact. Right, now I've done that, just need to get me microscope set up, so just bear with me for a few minutes, guys. I didn't actually think I was necessarily going to need this because I was going to work on a controller. So, no, wrong way. And I don't tend to use my microscope when repairing controllers. I've got one of those hobby magnifiers. As you get older, you get blinder. Right, hopefully this starts up in USB. I wouldn't have normally have taken it on, especially with it being a HDMI port, but to be honest with you, I told them how much it was going to be. I told him that it would be £60 if I could fix it, and they were happy with that. So I can't really, somebody's happy to pay the £60, then let me just move that. There we go. What I will do is move it that way a little bit. And we'll get rid of that one in the background. Right. Need to come back so I can actually see the chat. I have one here that a friend dropped off 2 days ago, not touched it. I don't mind simple stuff on Xbox. It's when it's no power issues, and that's what really, because it could be anything, and then trying to explain that to a customer. Oh yeah, they are. I've got one that I bought for 20 quid, did a HDMI port replacement on, and partly me, partly the previous one completely trashed it. port, and it was like, yeah, got it working, got it running, and then it decided not to want to work anymore. I was trying to get some standby voltages for somebody, and it decided, nope, not going to do that anymore. I don't like you. Oh no, to be honest with you, it's at the point now where it's not worth. Oh, that definitely looks like that has been changed. Bear with me for a minute. But not the worst port I've seen. Well, the port seems solid. See if we can. Just lift that up a bit. If I can get this in. Nope, not that one. Could be the port. Thank you. Are you okay?
What? Anybody said anything? What's wrong just now?
Yeah. Just see. Get a nice. Well, there be one bridge. Or is that... No, that's flux. I think I need to clean the... yeah. give the port a good scrub, whack it back on, and see if we can fix it. But before I do that, gentlemen, I'm going to nip to the toilet, so I will be back in 30 seconds. Yeah, flux all over the place. Don't have to move out a bit. It'll let me. See if we can get this focus back in again. Because I'll show you the state. The amount of flux that's still around that. And that doesn't. I think clean port. I am going to warm it up to clean the flux off this though. Give me a fighting chance at. Hang on. If it comes to it, I may no. Don't really want to be replacing the port if I don't have to, but hello, Rufus. Right. Do this so not going to be the prettiest view. Warm the area up and see if we can get this flux to clean up. Probably I'm going to end up having to replace the port, but we'll see. Problem is, I can't even see if the chip's soldered flat to the board or not. Because it could even be a loose connection down there, I'd say, if it's intermittent. I think we might call for a, as Phil would refer it to, tough brush. Is it good? It's tough. This is probably not the prescribed way of So, question for you. Do you think it's worth me testing this before starting to mess around with the port and the chip to see if it was just a dirty port? Or do you think you can't see any of that? That looks a lot better. So touch up the port, reflow the encoder, and then so you don't, yeah. I just wondered if, because it was an intermittent issue, because I got original display. No, I'm just throwing it out there. I had a display, and then it disappeared. So I'm just thinking, not that I mind doing the work, but I don't really want to reflow a chip and a port. Yeah, I've given the inside of the port a good scrub. I'm thinking, if I can avoid reflowing it, and I can... And it is just the fact that there was that much flux on it. Give it a quick test. It's even the description, because they said it was working fine. Now I know encoders go, and if they've had something happen, but I would have thought if the encoder had gone, I'd get the signal but no image. And I could, yes, another one could have gone, but it just seems a bit suspicious. Yeah, I've got some switch cleaner somewhere. I've got a can of I did have a can of switch cleaner. Chuck this on, give it a whirl. If it doesn't display, then I'll do what you said. I'll start with the port. Port looks good. I can't see there being issues with it, but it doesn't look the best inside. Looks a little bit heat, like it slightly heat deformed. Yeah, while I'm doing this. And you can see a bit better. Pop that there because I will be using that in a moment. Right. Power supply. We have power. Now this should go into safe mode because there's no hard drive in it at the moment. No. Probably should have plugged the hard drive in, shouldn't I, really? Not getting anything on that. Let me try my other monitor. Right, my other cable doesn't quite stretch as far, so I'm gonna... Yeah. I think it is the think it is the retimer encoder, whatever PlayStation call it, which I don't think. So I haven't got one, but what I can try is reflowing it. Oh, aren't you lot lucky you get to see me reflow a retimer? Power supply. It's just a shame with the PlayStation 5 they didn't do a I know they've got the M.2 slot, but they should have done the internal one. Even if they did like what Xbox did and made it a almost what's the word I am looking for? Married. Even if it was married to the book, like the Xbox one, I still think that would have been a better idea. Because, you know, at least Microsoft have got the option in the future to offer SSD replacements as a repair. And not that I think they would, because they'd probably lose out on money, but if they follow Apple's fucking logic, will charge the customers a ridiculous amount, then right, rest that on there, that above. Let's see if we can get a better view at this port without me shaking. Noose. Where's me cursor? Right, we want scope, we want capture card off, and we want that one off. Transition, we will put that on so you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's not going to be perfect, but you know, that doesn't look too bad. There's no lifted pins. Well, that's not bad. If they're going to do that, so you've got a redundancy if the console does break, you know. But then again, it's like Apple with the new M1 Mini, is it? It's got two S.2 slots, but you can only have one M.2 slots, but you can only have one at a time. I personally think that port looks okay. I'm calling. I don't know why, but I really think it's something to do with that. God, that's not good. This is a slightly longer board. Let's get this set up. I still want PlayStation 5. I don't mind Xboxes, but I'm not a big fan of Xbox. But then again, I had the original Xbox when it first came out. And it was a good little machine, but I never really got on with it. Right. There we go. That keeps it away from my desk. We needed my Xbox Series. Right. What do you think? 440, 50% airflow. Reflow this. A little bit of flux. Not that you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, give this a reflow. A little bit of flux all the way around. Won't hurt it. I've got to admit, I always find Sony's software easier to get my head around. Not get my head around, but use. It's slightly more interactive, intuitive. Those is the word. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this while I'm... No, I'm afraid I'm going to have to move the scope out of the way just for a second. I definitely think my next tool investment for business will be a better quality microscope. the camera back up over that. Solder went molten from what I could tell. Well, it definitely went molten. Give it a tap. Heated it up, pressed it down, did the whole... Didn't get much squeezage out of it, but let's give it a clean. It could have been me, but I could have sworn that the HDMI port moved when I did that. When I was flowing that. So once I've got this sorted, I am going to have a look. Ooh, that board's still toasty. Definitely in the right place. Hello, Mr. Bridger. It's a PS4 Pro display issues. Yeah, will do, Danny. Just got to just wait for my iron to warm up. Didn't actually think I'd be using my iron today. Well, not my iron, my other stuff. So it definitely looked a bit better when I had a look at it. Got some more leaded solder on the way. Put an order in for a few bits. Let's see. Well, some of me bits for me, I've got a Samsung watch that I was, if nothing else, if I had nothing else to do today, I was going to do that on stream. Just something, you know, bit of practice actually streaming more than pairing. But parts didn't turn up in time, so I'm going to save that for a video. It's S3 Classic watch. Needs a battery change, and I thought it'd be something different. Right, just bear with me for a second. I've got the door going. It's all right. I'll... Oh. There we go. Mic's back on. Sorry, Amazon. Right. Touched up the edges. And let's get this solder off. Get this clean again. They didn't need to use as much solder. Not solder, flux. Phil's Discord channel is awesome. Thing is, I would sit here and plug it for the viewers, but everybody that's watching this one at the minute's already in Phil's Discord, so yeah, for a watch, Danny, put it under the, hang on, S3 Classic smartwatch. Oh no, that's not the S3 parts. That's my not that you can see it on the picture-in-picture, but yeah, new work mat, because I'm working with two tiny little ones and it's not easy. That'll do for now. Have a look at this port. Bear with me for a second. That looks just so. Get rid of that. The only problem with these board holders is if you want one of them to hold it, it won't stay flat. If you want two of them, it's hard to angle it to get to see to the what you need underneath. I've got a toothbrush somewhere. I've got plenty of them for. No, I just like using the cotton buds. They, yeah, I saw that too. I don't know whether. Hang on. There. Now, I don't know whether that's a chip crack or whether that is just where somebody has slipped with their tweezers. actually think that is more of just a scratch when he's been... Yeah. Have I got... No, it's not a good idea sticking... Yeah. Yeah, I think that's cracked. Trying to focus this, not the easiest. No, it does just look like a scratch. I think it's a... You know when you... Try and get this back into... I think that's a more of a scratch than a... Because it's not deep. It doesn't go down the side. It's almost like he's... I don't think that's the issue. Stray solder blob. Yeah, there's a stray bit of solder that ended up there, but I can't see that being an issue. That needs a bit more of a clean. Just want to double check this port because I'm pretty damn sure it was almost like it moved when I was reflowing the... How? I don't know, but it seemed like it moved when I was reflowing the retimer. And I don't want... Yeah, no, they're all good. On the right, you mean... Let Let me pull out a bit. I can't see any stray. Sideways from the 4. So you mean over this bit? Let me see if I can get a bit more of that. I'm not getting the reflection. Unbloody coordinated at the best of times, let alone trying to do something while looking at a screen. Right, let's whack it back in and see if this works. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. If you see something I don't, then I'd rather, at the end of the day, well, look at Wayne's stream the other day with the Xbox, the lightning struck one. Hang on, let me pop you on there. I've got one for cleaning. It's, yeah, it looks like a crack. And I would say, if it looks like if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. But it's the fact that it doesn't go down the side of the chip. Yeah. And all they've done is, because if it went down the side of the chip, I'd be more inclined to believe it was a crack in the chip than the fact that it doesn't go down. Because I've run over it with a gone like that, over the edge with a scalpel, and it's and it's not thingying. Yeah, no, I really do appreciate the extra eyes, because I was going to say that other day with Wayne's one, when he just couldn't get it to on the capture card, and it's that, have you tried just putting it on a normal TV? Which I know is not something would normally think about and go, oh yeah, we'll do, one of the first things, test it. But I'm just going to pop the, not actually plug, make sure I've got this up the right way. I am going to put the hard drive in this time. Yeah, the bottom edge did, but that's usually where the tweezers are clamped on, and it's usually the corner of the you've got the two edges like that. It's usually this corner that takes the brunt of it, isn't it? I know I've done it on a couple of sacrificial chips, you know, when taking old chips off and scratch them. Now it could be the fact that his tweezers are that sharp he's scraped it, but probably shouldn't have turned that over while the hard drive was attached, but yeah, good. Alright. Got the capture card cable. I remember to actually put this on the screen this time. Nope, not that one. What's that plugged in? Ooh. Well, gee, it wasn't the fact that it was something wrong with the capture card itself. It was, I actually personally think there was, because of the lightning damage, it's messed something up there. Something didn't like. Ooh, maybe the maybe I should actually clamp the APU down before I you're getting me distracted. Yeah, I actually think it's still something wrong with the Xbox because it was struck by lightning. And that's why it's getting the interference. Now it won't do it on the telly because tellies obviously they've got a lot more shielding and protection from frequency and RF and all that good stuff, interference, and I think it's something along those lines. Now I could be completely wrong, but yeah, no, the fan is on. Still no output though, unless it's something up with my capture card. No. Thing is, the port, this is what makes me think it's not the port, is it's solid. That's why I said to him about plugging it into a telly. Just randomly going back and forward here. Was because it was weird. There was occasions where it would be a better picture, then it would be worse, or he was seeing a really bad one, but we were seeing it okay. But I don't, you know, that was more luck than anything. Well, the console still turns on, which is a bonus, but still no picture. So I am wondering, after I've just destroyed whatever that was, that's what I'm just about to test with my other monitor, Danny. Because if if it detects it, but it doesn't, yeah. Yeah, we've got a detect on that. Detect no signal. Just shut it down. Yeah, hard drive's in. Right, let me... You'll have to bear with me because kind of... Right. I'm lose me picture for a second. I can't see what's happening on the and what you can see, but I'm gonna try getting it into safe mode. See if that... Not that I think it will make any difference whatsoever. I know what I could do to actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's ramping up, but still nothing on the display. And it's not even flickering, so... So, oh no, turn the telly back on. Yeah, I think not much else I can do with this one. I'm at the moment. I'll pop it out. I'll have a look at the filters. Filters, diode readings on the... Not that I can do a decent one because I'm waiting for my whatchamacallit to arrive. It's definitely working, as in the console. I can't see it being that poor because all those pins are good. As I said, I'll do a diode reading on them. I'll have a look at that. I'll have a word with the customer, see if they want me to try another chip. We'll see what they want me to do with it. Power supply. It probably has killed it. I was just trying to be optimistic. Because if this was a simple like reflow and that, I'd probably just charge them a, you know, sort of like a minimal £30 service plus fuck around fee. Not as in fucking the customer around, I meant right. Let's have another look at this. Multimeter, diode mode. Right. What I am going to do is stop, open, pop that up there. Get rid of that one for the moment. It could be. The thing is, when you flash... See what I mean? It goes up to the edge. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Is there a way to... Is there any way... Oh, I know how I can do it, yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I'll take... I'll go through and take screen grabs of this stream after I've done. I think it's probably... yeah. Just thinking that lesson, I've just seen your comment there. I'll take screen grabs and from the video. Oh, what did I say? Filters. Right. I've got to admit that. Yeah, it's... This microscope is not the best. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful I got it. I didn't pay anything for it. And those leads aren't even gonna... Hang on. Probably because I've got them plugged in wrong. So we want from there, but not from there. Yeah, it does look a lot worse. No, the flux was hiding a lot of it. Yeah, it's more because of the way I've got it set up. I am using a... Yeah, those filters are all good. It's a generic Chinese something or other. I don't know if... Hang on. I don't know if you can see that. Just a cheap generic one with a screen. Managed to somehow get it working with the computer. Right. Put that under. Right, so we want red on ground. Not going to be the best picture for you guys, I'm afraid. So we have got well, there's one straight off. Oh no, because I've not got it in diode mode. That would help, wouldn't it? 0.48, 0.479, 0.427, 480, 480, 480, 0.5, 0.5, 0.463. Oh, no, just the one pin. 650, 649. I don't think that's not supposed to be reading that. Yes. 0.722, 0.670. Or is that ground? No. It comes down there. It's going to come down there. To that. To there. To there. Yeah, I think we've got a bad chip. Not that you can see my, let me move. Slightest nudge on the board and we end up HDMI port. Right. I don't think that's a ground, is it? Oh no, maybe it's... No, that is a ground pin then. Okay. Yeah, because it's... Pair, ground, pair, ground, pair, ground, pair, ground, pair. Not connected anything, pair. Yeah, that is a ground pin. Okay. Well, those readings then all look okay. I think it is the chip, you know. I think I'm going to have to speak to the customer, get some stills of this. That chip, yeah, no, that chip is in the right place. Because that chip, I don't want to say he did a bad job of putting it on, but it's the mess afterwards. Because whatever happens, if I'm taking the chip off again, I'm probably going to end up doing another... Let me stick that over onto that screen so I can actually look at the other camera. Get rid of that. Oh. So, that's frustrating. I know that I can, if it is the chip, it's fixable. And I'm pretty sure it's the chip because it's picking it up, but it's not displaying a signal. So I'm thinking speak to the customer, see what they want to do, and then go from there. But that has now nearly been 3 hours streaming. Pretty good idea what's wrong with this. And depending what the customer wants to do and how quickly I can get the chip in, it won't be tomorrow, 4:30. I'll probably order it tomorrow, be here Saturday. So I might look at streaming Saturday, possibly. Yeah, it looks. When I say he didn't do a bad job, Danny, I meant the fact that everything's where it's supposed to be on the board. You know, a bad job would be, Jesus Christ, you should have seen some of the stuff I did when I started out. Yeah, a bad job would literally be, you know, I'm thinking more along the lines of nothing's there, he's torn pads, everything else. Grab me mouse. But it's I get frustrated with the no fixes because it's that, well, I know it's not a no fix, it's a fix it later, but yeah, I don't know whether do you think I should take it off or do you think I should leave it today? It's the fact that it worked, though. I wouldn't have thought it would either. You know what? Sod it. Let's lift that chip. What's the worst that can happen, eh? Right. Yeah, Danny, I was thinking 3 hours. Hour longer than my last one. Yeah, I know it's a revisit. But I think G-Force is right. Let's have a look. Because if I lift this and there's torn pads under there, then I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know whether the customer would want it fixing. And if they did, after the joyous fucking attempt that I had the other day, or should I say, failed attempt of doing traces and still struggling with, yes, I know it's practice and everything else, but I don't know, with it being a customer's console, whether it would be a conscientious decision of mine to do that level of trace repair and stuff. You know, if the customer goes, oh, well, no good, bin the console or whatever, you know, I've had that before. Had a look at a no power, turned around to the customer and went, it's a Rabbit Warren. It was an Xbox One S. They actually let me end up keeping the console. All they wanted was the hard drive back. Similar story to my brother's one, actually. Didn't want the console afterwards, just wanted the controller. And I've got that the wrong way around. Yeah, the middle bit when you get to explain to a customer. The one part of the job that I don't mind speaking to the customers, but they're not always happy when you tell them that their prized £400 bloody console that they trusted somebody to fix is now not fixable. You have to bear with. There we go. It's all right. Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. I think I'll lift this chip, and if it is a case that it's something the previous tech's done, I can, you know, I can show the customer. You know, I don't want them thinking that, well, I can show them that I've not done it. And, you know, if it is repairable with trace repairs, well, maybe Phil gets a business-to-business referral. I don't mind working on the trace repairs on that 1X that I've got, because at the end of the day, I own that console, and if it comes to it, I can always use it for parts. Don't get me wrong, I would like to get it going again. I know you can't see a lot at the moment, but the way that lifted, now there's probably nothing wrong with those pads, but the way that lifted, just, you know, when it just doesn't feel right, almost felt crunchy. Well, it's one of the reasons, after watching so many people record it, I'm actually not capture card, I'm actually glad that I've got this recorded on a stream. No, I can't see a thing of that, so just bear with me for a moment. Just kill some of the light. Let me just give this a quick still probably a bit, yeah, while it's warm, let's just give it a quick glass with some IPA. Now that doesn't actually look too bad under there. Yeah, no, he's not torn any pads, thankfully. So I just need to get a replacement chip. Speak to the customer, see what they would like to do. But yeah, no, I am glad that I've got it set up this way, as in I'm actually recording now. Right, let me scope can go out the way because I won't be using that again today. Let's put the desk cam back on. Put that back over there. Yeah, it was worth a try. Yeah, GeForce, I'm planning, that is the plan, to start recording my repairs. Especially, I'm glad I've done it with this one. I've got the evidence. To be honest with you, that's the first one that's come to me that's had dodgy looking previous repair attempt. I can't I've just got to price one of these up and find it. It's a shame it's not the same one for the OG PS4. Because I got one of those. Cost me 20 odd quid for it though. And then it turned out that it didn't need it. But I think 3 hours, not bad. And I've still got a PS5 controller and a few other bits and pieces for videos. I might do a video of me trying to jailbreak this as a laugh. I've never used an Apple phone. I've never really liked them. But I walked into a charity shop. I said, do you get much broken tech that you can't fix? Games consoles, stuff like that. Oh, we've got a phone in at the moment. And I mean, I know you can't really tell, but this phone, it's a bit blurry, but it's in immaculate, okay, it's a bit dirty and fingerprinty, immaculate condition. But yeah, no, I walked in and she's like, oh, it's got a password on it, you can have it. Didn't realise it was going to be iCloud locked, but maybe we'll be able to get around that, jailbreak it, and little phone working. I'm a Samsung type of person, but yeah, that's my next video. I'm definitely doing this one as a video. It's battery change, should be interesting. It's my own watch. But just bunger. Hang on. No, that's me dialogue one. I don't know what. Really? That's the PlayStation. Well, yeah, just whack that on it. Run a few traces. This one here, 158. If I could, I would quite happily whack it on there. As I said, I've got the one for the OG PS4. Now I know it's the same one that goes on the Slim as the Pro, so, and I know they're only about £12-13, I think. I'll have to look into what the going rate for a retimer and port change is. I think it's about 70-80 quid, I think, for all charges. I could be wrong on that. I've never done one for a customer, but since it looks like it's going to be a clean install, I'll give it a go. Just glad there's no trace damage, thankfully. But yeah, no, thank you very much, everybody. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. But yeah, I think I'll end it there, and I will see all you guys later. I do appreciate the views. I'm still shocked at 3 hours. Yeah, if you watched my last stream, it took me 2 hours and I didn't even achieve 2 traces. 2 jumpers. So I'm not going to attempt that. Because what is it, like 60 pins? 60-80 pins on these? Something like that. Or 60-80 pads. But, right. I'm going to leave it there. I will see you guys later. Take care.